Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. I got a good video. This is a video about policing and the cases going on in Minnesota, now Chicago, and even here in Central Florida where I'm at. But before I get started, please check us out on the YouTube member program and the Patreon member program. Obviously, everybody, this is a really tough subject right now. And it's so easy for me to get angry, to get, fucking cops, you jerk off motherfuckers. Why do you shoot people? What do you do? I'm so over that. Maybe I'm getting older and wiser and stuff like that. This one case with Daunte Wright in Minnesota that just has happened. He was a 20-year-old man. He had a misdemeanor warrant. You're going to get people to say, oh, you know what? He should have just complied. He should have did this. I get all that. But unless you've been abused or apprehensive about somebody, I don't know if you can. Let me explain what I mean by that. When I first got out of prison, I was stopped. It was about 5 in the morning. I was going golfing. You might have heard the story, some of you, but I'll tell you what. I was this close to running, and I didn't do anything wrong. It's just because I had such a bad interaction with law enforcement, a bad interaction with guards. I didn't trust them. It's hard for me to trust them today. Whenever a cop car gets behind me, I get the chills. I had some incidents happen at my house, and I get very, very upset. I don't know how I'm going to react. I know I react defensively. I want to fight. I get very combative. I get very stuff. And I'm not talking about doing anything wrong. I'm not sitting here talking about doing anything wrong. So I do understand why people don't either trust the cops and then they act whatever way they do. Now, cops are supposed to know this, right? They're supposed to have the tools, have the training, have everything that's going on, and it's supposed to handle it right. They charged this lady with second-degree manslaughter. As a person who knows the law, I'm not arguing with the charge because I don't know if there's intent there. I'll tell you what I do believe. I don't know if that lady was under the influence of something. I don't know if she was drunk on the job or under an influence of some kind of drug. I hope they drug test them, and I really do. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how quick she resigned, whatever that happened, but I will tell you why I say that, because she was waving that gun around in the video like she was fucking out of it. Like, she could have killed one of her own cop friends. I don't know if she was just... Now, you know what really boggles the mind? This is the fucking lady who's the training officer for that police department. Think of the people who are training the people. Hello, wake up, America. Who's training these people? The guy who's training Chauvin on trial for murder in Minnesota was the training officer. This lady, Kim Potter or Porter Potter, the training officer is the one that's killing people. So what the fuck is it? Is it bias? Is it lack of training? Is it lack of hiring people? What? I mean, I wouldn't want to be a police. First of all, I don't want to be a cop ever. And then they don't have transparency. I give Minnesota this. I give the police department in this case pretty good. They were pretty come out. They came out with the body camera video right away. The chief resigned. The lady resigned. I don't know about resigning. I don't know how that all works. She was arrested pretty quickly. So I do have to say, I'm not knocking that. I think they did the right thing, if you want to call it that. We have a case here in Central Florida, in Brevard County, Florida. They had 2 teenagers who were shot and killed by a deputy from a car. Supposedly, the deputy says the car was coming at him. If you look at the footage they did release, the car was coming, veering off. But what people don't understand, if you shoot a car with somebody, and you kill the driver, what do you got? You got about a 4,000-pound missile. How do you know where that's going to go? How do you know if that was going to run into an old lady crossing the street? Unless that person in that car is somebody that you know that if he got away, he's a murderer. He's a serial killer. He's something of that nature. And in this case, supposedly in Brevard County, first it was a mistaken identity. They thought it was a stolen car. And big deal if it was stolen. You're going to go shoot people because it was a stolen car? Come on, guys. And the big problem now is there's no transparency. They've had this case for months. The state attorney had it for months, and they have not came out with any charging documents or any word. But most people in this community believe it's just going to be pushed under the rug, which is pretty sad. I hope it's not. I know the state attorney, and I've never had a bad dealing with him. So I hope he is going to do the right thing. You know I hop on training, I hop on money, I hop on this kind of stuff with cops. Why haven't the cops called guys like me, an ex-con who knows the community, and says, hey, how would you train the cops? You know, it's about a feeling. You know, I talk to people about, you know, when you get out of prison, people always come up with these fucking ways to help inmates. Get him a job, get him housing. Oh, let's get him training. And you know who's doing all that? People who've never been in prison. The people who've been in prison realize, and guys like me know, getting out is more about here than getting a job or a house. It's about a mentality. It's about me snapping. It's about me living in an environment that was so violent and so repressive that when you get out, one, you get freedoms, you can get crazy, or two, you don't trust people at all and you're ready to snap because you don't feel comfortable. That's the problem we have right now. We, as a society, are letting people try to fix the system who don't know the system or don't understand the mentality of the system. You know, they're taught this bullshit in the police academy. Take charge, control the situation, do all that. They need more training on de-escalation than they do on escalation. They're taking 22-year-old kids, and you know what's wrong about that? A male's brain is not even developed until it's 25. A female about 23. That's science. That's not Larry Lawton saying that. And you know what? We got cops that are 21. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't believe that. Just like the military. We're sending people over to Afghanistan. Hopefully that's ending soon. But Afghanistan, Iraq, whatever, at 20 years old, they're fucking killing people. And they're coming back here and you don't think they're going to be fucked up? Come on, people. We know the brain now. Science has advanced that we know about the brain, how it develops, how trauma affects it. You know, the military trains, and I can fucking say that word for the next 20 minutes and it'd be appropriate. But all they do is train. What do cops do? Here's your gun, here's your badge, here's this. Hit the streets. Law and order. You got to supervise if you need him. Obviously, the more you call the supervisor, he says, this kid don't know shit. He can't figure it out on his own. So I'm blaming a lot of things. You know, until we have comprehensive interactions with communities. Police departments, you know what you should do with your confiscation money? You should hire a guy like Larry Lawton and pay him whatever the fuck you want and have him come to your department. Not once a year, every single month. Every single month. And I don't care if I told stories about how the feelings of an ex-con are when a cop gets behind him. And every cop, and ingrained into him the feeling. So maybe one day when he's not sleeping through that class, he'll realize, yeah, I remember that class when Larry was in it. And he was telling me how apprehensive he was. So, you know, maybe me thinking he's going for a gun and he don't have a gun is overreaction. He's going to now want to fight me or whatever he's going to do. And I have to escalate the situation. You know, we are too much of fucking this. Hello, I say it for the last 100 fucking years. Since I've been on YouTube, since I've been out of prison, I talk about the us against them mentality. And until the sheriffs and the police chiefs contact guys like me and ask to, hey, listen, Larry, we'd love to hire you. Come in here. You got the money. You guys bitch about no money. You have to spend confiscation money on the community. Hello? Hello? I will go into every police department, show you how much waste of money there is. Now, do police departments do good? You know I always say they do. There's good cops and everything. Teresa in our office here had a fender bender. And she actually came back to me, and I'll make a shout out to Melbourne Police Department. And she actually said to me, Larry, this was the best cop I've ever dealt with. Explained everything, calmed us down. 2 women had an accident, took them away, made sure they were safe, gave them information, talked to them with respect. He was 24 years old. I mean, I give him a lot of credit for being a mature 24-year-old. First of all, every cop should be a community police officer. Besides every cop should be, you should have divisions of that. You know, I'd love to go down the road in a busy area and see cops on the beat and talking to people and just for interaction. I don't care if they're smoking a cigar and all this kind of crap. They need to be more in the community. They need to be Barney Fife, and they need to be Andy Griffin. They need to be in the community, knowing what's going on, number one. Number two, cops need, obviously, training. Getting back to this incident with Daunte Wright in Minnesota's new one, I am blown away why this cop did what she did. The charges probably going to be right. She should be convicted because, listen, people say, well, it was a mistake. When somebody's life ends, consequences have to happen. Involuntary or voluntary or whatever, consequences have to happen. Now people say, yeah, but nobody will want to be a cop. Good, get the ones that want to be a cop, pay them more money, and get the better trained people. Not only that, I don't understand this girl waving her gun around. I mean, this is supposed to be a training officer? Are you off your rocker? Maybe we need to look at what makes a training officer. Is it because you're in 20 years? Or do you really know what's going on? Obviously, tasers are used in the right way. They're a good, positive weapon, just like maces or anything else. But man, in this case, how doesn't a 20-plus year veteran, 26-year veteran of the police department not know the difference between a gun and a taser? Now, if it's because of pressure, and if it was because of the situation got out of control, and she lost her faculties to not understand a yellow gun, which is light. I've heard cops tell me they could tell the weight between a gun that's loaded and empty. If their gun was loaded with a clip compared to out. We're not even talking, we're talking a yellow light taser to a Glock with fucking 15 rounds. I can't figure it out. I really can't. And I'm sorry to say, I don't know if anybody can figure this one out. Consequences are happening, and they should. And just like this case in Chicago now, you 13-year-old kid. I was in the Coast Guard, and I went through shoot, no shoot. And, they even had it for shoot, no shoot, that if you have a gun in your hand, and you're like this with the gun, until you start this, they're not allowed to shoot. At least in the Coast Guard it was. So you're up with a gun. You do this, they get shot. You stay there, they don't shoot you. Drop it, drop it, drop it. You drop it. Supposedly this kid dropped it. And then they shot him. But that case, there's 19 seconds from when they started yelling at him to fucking when they killed him. So that's 19 seconds, 20 seconds. They didn't even give that kid a chance to not move. They didn't do anything for that kid. It's another case now. But even though, let's say a guy's got a gun here, it's on his side. Until you start going up, you're not supposed to be shot. And that makes sense, everybody. We are fucking too goddamn trigger happy. And don't get me wrong, I am no fucking criminal lover. I'm no guy who's a cop hater, because I'm not. I support good cops. I support good police departments. I support positive policing. I won't support negative policing. I won't support, buying tanks and this shit, or sheriffs that think they're fucking, they're fucking back in the Wild West in Texas, or Joe Arpaio shit. We have that, and obviously it's not working. And as minority communities grow, and they are, we're gonna have more incidents. Because if you haven't watched the show, it's called 100 Humans. They did this test in there, and 67% compared to 37%, when both guys, a white guy and a black guy, jump up, the black guy jumps up, the white guy jumps up, the black guy gets shot. They even switched the test left, right behind the things, saying it wasn't a left or a right bias, the first one to come up. No. They even had it where the guy was a black guy who was interacting with 100 other people during the week. So they knew him. But all they saw was color. Now that was both white, Asian, even black people. Whether it's because they assume a black person's more trouble or something, I don't know. I think it's biased. And they call it white bias, actually. And but it's a great show. It's on Netflix. It's called 100 Humans, and it was episode 4. Go check it out. It's pretty interesting stuff. You'll like it. And it made me think, wow. And it also made me think we need more training. We need not only more training, we need more accountability, and we need more transparency. In the case here in Brevard County, transparency, transparency, transparency. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. I'm not around the community anymore. I'm not here that much. I mean, I live here, but I'm not that around. I travel a lot. The law enforcement here is something, you know, sheriffs at least, there's something to be questioned. Local has gotten better. Some have. I don't, you know, have much interaction with them, except the city police that I'm in, Palm Bay Police. But don't think for 1 second, if I'm not stopped, I don't feel anxious, because I do. Anyway, everybody, this is a topic that's got to keep going, because until there's significant change, I understand the words defund the police, but I hope they mean reallocate the funds, not defund them, reallocate them. In fact, give them more money, but spend it the right way. All right, everybody, have a great day. Make sure you stay safe, please. If you're in an interaction with law enforcement, keep your hands on the wheel. White, black, Hispanic, keep your hands on the wheel. Be polite, and if you can, record it. It's at that point, you know, I hate to say it, it is what it is. Again, it's hard to trust the police, but, you know, see how they come at you. That's what it is. If they're nice to you, don't be an asshole. Be nice back. And cops, stop stopping people for bullshit, please. Give them a ticket. You got their plate number, send them a ticket to the house. You know, all you're doing by stopping somebody is escalating the situation. That's all you're doing. I hope you know that. And people don't want to be stopped by police. You know, it's not what it is. All right, everybody, have a great day. Stay safe. Please make good choices every day. Don't get into trouble. Keep the comments coming. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like. Please pass on this video. Much love, much respect. Have a safe day.